Hello, everyone. Welcome back to County Boy Sportscast. I'm here with Jacob, the Stump, Yancey. Awesome career, MMA career so far, undefeated in kickboxing. How do you feel, man?
Man, I feel blessed to be on. Thank you so much, Mr. Floyd, for having me. Uh, really excited to be on the LFA, man. It's a huge opportunity for me. So I can't wait.
How does it feel to be a Kentucky native and training extreme couture in Vegas and then come back and fight in your hometown?
Oh man, it's such a blessing. When I heard that this card was happening in Louisville, I had to be a part of it. I think I'm the last fight that's been announced or is going to get announced. So that was a pretty big blessing. It sucks sitting and waiting for an opponent, but when we finally got one, I jumped on the opportunity. Man, it's so awesome to go back home and show all of the high level training that I've been getting, with the professionals at Extreme, and then with people like Ricky Lundell, Ronda Rousey. I got to train, excuse me, with the Professional Grappling Federation, the Las Vegas Kings. I got to train with those guys for 8 weeks, and man, I've just been, training at such a high level. I can't wait to show everybody back home.
Well, I know you trained at Two Brothers with
Mhm.
awesome guys I already interviewed. So there it is. Two brothers on Muay Thai. Let's go, man. That explains why you're undefeated at training at Two
Yes,
Brothers in
yes,
kickboxing.
yes, sir.
This is the reason why, obviously, because
Yes.
look at the team that it creates. But whenever, so what experience do you feel like you can transfer over to now? Like I know you say you train with the top people. What experience can you feel like you could transfer over to LFA?
Man, I feel like, just the experience of being in there with, Rhonda, who was, the pioneer, I fully believe the greatest female combat sports athlete ever. I've been training with, UFC vets, people who are actively in the UFC, people who are on their way into the UFC at Extreme, people on their way back into the UFC. Like, man, I've gotten to train with such high level people at Extreme, and then, of course, at Two Brothers, man, I got to train with, some of the best dudes, in Kentucky and coming up. I mean, those guys are on their way up too. Keyston is realistically this fight away from potentially getting on the contender series. Tyler is, he goes out here and brutally finishes this guy. Like he could sign a contract with LFA and be, a contender series fill in or something immediately, so I have a super special place in my heart for Two Brothers. Those guys changed my life. Without Derek and Sean Despinet, like I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I wouldn't be able to go to Extreme and excel like I have with these guys. I owe everything to them too. So.
Yeah. So it's kind of like what is your focus a little bit more on this training camp leading up the LFA 235? Like, what is your focus so far?
So, I spent a lot of time striking back home at Two Brothers, of course. I was there for 2 years, and I feel like my striking is just so. I mean, I feel like I have really, really good striking because of D and Sean, and Tyler. Man, Tyler helped me so much. I I oh man, that dude's my brother. Like without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Um, but like at Extreme and everything, they're really grappling based. So I get to do a lot of grappling with these guys every day. And then on top of that, I'm getting to train with one of the best striking coaches in the world, and Jimmy Gifford, who is Giffy is trained several UFC champions, up and comers, people that are in the PFL, the UFC now. He's got a Muay Thai world champ. Like Giffy's the man. So I'm just blessed to be able to mix everything together at such a high level.
Man, that is like, do you have complete, like, you have a strong background coming into LFA 235 would, of course, like the training partners you have that you explained to me, which is, I'm just like, this is phenomenal. Man,
Yeah.
that is awesome. And I'm happy that you'll be able to experience that in Vegas. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man, that's gotta be
Man,
nice.
and it's a blessing from God, man. If it wasn't for him, this wouldn't be possible. I just want to put that out there. God changed my life, and
Absolutely.
he did this for me. Like, it's I try to live my life for him every day because his son died for us, and And, without him, I wouldn't have these opportunities to train with the people that I've gotten to train with, to meet the people I've gotten to meet. You know, he changed my life and he can change yours too if you just listen to him.
That's amen, brother, on that one. I appreciate you for I love it. I welcome Jesus on my
Yeah.
podcast, man. I do
Thank you.
every single time. Man, it's so what do you feel like fighting, of course you fight in awesome promotions, but what does this feel to you fighting in LFA?
Man, it feels like a dream come true. This is the largest feeder organization into the UFC.
Sir.
You can go on Chat GPT or you can look online and you can ask it what it is, and it says it's the LFA, and you know, man, I feel like it's just an opportunity for me to go out and showcase my skills. Excuse me. And to show, the matchmakers and Ed and everybody, let's bring this dude on whenever he does go pro and let's sign him to a deal and let's really just build this kid up. Um, but why I want to be the best in the world, and I think that I'm in the place to do it. Um, and I think that the LFA is the way to go to get to that next level.
Absolutely. And man, LFA and Ed Suarez, man, it's to the point where it's like I'm just like LFA to me, I feel like is of course it's a feeder coming to UFC, but I always feel like it's definitely just a to me, it's in my heart, it's almost the biggest promotion
Yeah.
now. And so I feel like to me, I'm always hyping up LFA, but it comes down to it, like it's there, man.
Yeah,
But
and, I've got a lot of the guys at Extreme have fought for the LFA, and, some of them that have fought for the LFA have went on and fought for the UFC, and they've talked about how good the production is. Several of them have said that it's borderline UFC level, that it's, like, the best it's gonna get, um, outside of the UFC. So I'm very, very excited, to experience what that's like.
yeah, my whole entire like interview room comes with LFA, everything. The poster from Clarksville, last poster from over
Oh,
here.
yeah.
There it is right there.
He
And
fought
then
in
of course
the
shirt
UFC, I think. The
yeah,
Thompson?
the Thompson, at I was actually his last fight
Okay.
before he went to the UFC, and I was like and I got his autograph, I was like, let's go."
Heck yeah, dude.
I was like, "Man, I'm always hyping up," but, like, before you step into or the cage or even the ring, what what is your motivation?
Man, my motivation You know, I started off this journey at 315 pounds. I think I really feel I was heavier than that, but I just wouldn't get on the scale. So it keeps motivating me to never go back to that guy. You hear a lot of people say that they're willing to die for their family, but are you willing to live for them? Like I have a wife who I thank God for every single day. She's my best friend, and I wasn't healthy. I couldn't protect her. And whenever we have kids, like I want to set an example for our children. I want our kids to be able to go outside and throw a football with or a baseball with dad, or train with dad, or go on a run with dad, or anything like that. And that wasn't me at 300 pounds. And another thing was the bullying, man. I got bullied so hard, and I never want anybody to just be able to bully me like that again. Um, and I feel like I had to take it into my own hands, and God introduced me to MMA, and here we are, and I'm thriving, man. I feel like this is the first thing that I've been able to do in my life that I'm any good at. So I'm pretty all in. It keeps me motivated.
Well, jumping on the LFA card, you have to be good, most
Yeah,
definitely on that one. Like,
yeah,
they saw you, they did some research on you real quick, and
right.
they tossed you in there, which is man, to me, that's an awesome story.
Thank you.
It's like it's to the point where people usually they sob or they just don't fight for it, but or you're literally fighting. You're literally fighting for your difference and you're fighting for your change physically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, dude, it's an everyday battle. It's like, my thing was always sweets, man. I love baked goods, cookies, cakes, anything like that, and every day I still wake up and I still wanna be that fat guy, and I have to tell myself no. And, it's not just I'm on a different journey than, like, Tyler used to tell me all the time, "I'm on a different journey than everybody else." This is you know, everybody else is cutting weight and fighting at the weight class. I keep moving weight class. I fought at heavyweight all the way down. Um, and, I love my journey, and it's made me the man that I am today.
I can definitely see it, and to the point where your power is always gonna be there, and then
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so the power definitely is strong. I seen it. So
Yeah.
so what do you feel like to me so far? It's kinda like what do you feel like your fans won't really I kinda like see is different than you as your fight game training from extreme
Ooh.
couture to like to what is different? So what do you feel like they're gonna what is the change they're gonna see?
I feel like, of course, I've gotten sharper. I've gotten sharper on the ground. I've gotten way sharper on the ground. My striking is ever since I started working with Derek, it's been, I feel like my striking is extremely crisp because of him, and I feel like my grappling's finally starting to catch up. So I feel like I really have coaches now with my head coach is Todd Price. And I think that Todd's one of the top guys in the world. So they're going to see not just my whole well-rounded game, but being able to train at this level, the confidence. I'm so confident in myself and in my abilities now that I really feel like I can go in there with anybody and I can impose my will and we can fight my fight. And I think I can win any way that the fight goes.
Absolutely. That's man, I really do appreciate you coming for the pod, man, and speaking to me because like
Yeah.
actually we have somewhat of a background. Of course, it's I have a background with Tyler the Next, and I'll have a background with you whenever you saw that I interviewed him.
Yeah.
And yep, I know you had definitely remind because you look familiar. I'm like, I know this guy, but the next to know, it's like a full circle. This the MMA community and the game itself is a hard rock MMA.
Yeah.
So
Dude, Hard Rock's the man. Hard Rock's the
I
man.
was I know this guy. I was here it is, and I was like, I saw you fight. And I was like, man, I gotta get him on here.
Thank
And I
you.
appreciate you giving me the time because man, it's this is to me this is definitely your come up to here,
Thank you.
and I'm happy to be part of your journey of me part of it and talking to you at the very
Thank you.
start. LFA debut, man. Here it is. It's just like I'm here with you. I
Yeah,
feel
man.
like it.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be able to come on to your podcast, man. I'm really thankful that you reached out and asked.
Well, it's definitely I was hoping for the response, man. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
But
of course.
what is something you wanna tell your listeners or your shout outs, your sponsors, man? This
Yeah.
is an open platform to say whatever you wanna say to anybody, anyone you wanna congratulate, anything, man. What do you wanna say?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to everybody who supported me. From the beginning, as the fat kid to now, getting to fight at 170 pounds lighter than my heaviest weight. My family, thank you guys for being able to sacrifice the time away from me. As I picked up and moved across the country, the same as my teammates and my brothers back at Two Brothers. I miss you guys every day. I do this for you guys so that I can hopefully help put you guys on the map. The biggest shout out in the world to my wife. Without you, we'd have never been in Vegas. You push me every single day to be the best man, best fighter, just the best husband that I can be. I love you to death, and I just can't wait to make you so proud. Big shout out to my head coach, Todd Price. Without Todd, I wouldn't have gotten the connections that I've gotten. I wouldn't be in Vegas. I wouldn't have this opportunity to change my life. I'm forever grateful for him. He's not just a head coach. He's a father figure. That dude does everything for me, and I'm so grateful for him. And then my sponsors, big shout out to New Hope Regeneration, Payne and Sons Plumbing, Taylor Gone, Beth Thorpe, Get Some Fitness Equipment, Patrick Carter Tattoo, and the Hearthstone Network. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to go out and fight across the country and have a comfortable place to stay and a car to drive. You guys have helped me so much, and I hope that we can continue our partnerships. You guys are amazing, man. Anything I can do for you guys, let me know.
Man, I
And
appreciate
big shout out to Carolina Boys for having me on, man. I really do appreciate your time and letting me join the podcast, man.
man, this is awesome. And I wanna definitely say that's, the sponsor sounds amazing. I definitely want to shout out to Trust Agency. Without them, obviously, I wouldn't be sitting here speaking to you. They definitely give me this strong platform, man. And as well as Ed, and I was like Eddie, and also, man, it's LFA. It's going to be awesome. Like June 19th, LFA 235, Louisville, Kentucky is going to be it's going to be fire the whole
Let's
entire
go.
week. Of course, I got man, I spoke to a lot of gyms, man, and so far I feel like this card is like this is gonna be the card, and it's definitely it already is. Man, I appreciate you. Thanks for giving me
Yeah,
the time, man. Anytime you would come talk to me, just let me know,
yeah.
man. I appreciate you.
Whenever you want, man. You just all you got to do is hit me up, brother.
Let's go. Yes, sir.